If you're looking to host on Airbnb, if you're looking to run a midterm model, meaning 30-day or longer stay, if you're looking to integrate PriceLabs into your software stack, then this is the video for you, because I'm going to show you the behind the scenes on how I set up my Airbnbs to maximize for midterm rentals using both Airbnb and PriceLabs. As a heads up, guys, this is a longer video than what I normally record. Now, I will go through every customization, every single setting in both Airbnb and PriceLabs, but if you don't need the full setup, if you're looking for a specific solution to a specific problem, go down the description below. I will have a layout of all the topics I talk about, so you can jump to that particular part of the video and not have to watch all whatever 30 or 40 minutes that this video will be. Guys, this is video 3 of a 4-part video series, so if you haven't watched the other videos, go check it out. In video 1, we talk about why I use a midterm model and how I made the decision to convert from long-term to midterm. In that video, I also go over P&Ls of my previous Airbnbs to see how they've been doing. In video 2, we talk about furnishing the Airbnb, what I put into the Airbnb and why. In that video, I also share with you exactly what I spend on all the items in this Airbnb. Video 3, of course, that's this video where we show you the behind the scenes setup for the Airbnb and PriceLabs customization. And then lastly, in video 4, hopefully I share with you how much money I made on this Airbnb, or possibly how much money I lost. You'll have to stay tuned for that video coming out shortly. But for right now, we're gonna jump into the behind the scenes, the setup on Airbnb and PriceLabs. Of course, all of that and more on your favorite channel, Investing in Bryan College Station, where I grow your wealth through real estate in my favorite towns of Bryan and College Station, Texas. You might be wondering, who is this goofy guy on YouTube and why is he talking about this? Well, my name is Greg Schwartz and I'm a Marine Corps helicopter pilot turned real estate investor. Along the way, I got my license and I started helping out individuals just like yourself invest here in Bryan and College Station, Texas. Along the way, I started hosting on Airbnb, and with the help of my wife, we now have 8 Airbnbs up and running, and this video series is about our most recent one, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in College Station. Stay tuned, it's gonna be a good one. Let's start right on Airbnb, where we're gonna look at my most recent Airbnb listing, and I'll show you exactly how I set it up, some mistakes that I've made in the past, and some tips that'll help you make more money going forward. If you want to jump ahead to any specific tip, I will have them all listed in the description below. Go ahead down there, check it out, click on the tip that you're most interested in, and hopefully I can help you out. But we're gonna go in no particular order, just from top to bottom, starting off with pictures. I recommend, of course, you get professional pictures. It's worth every penny that you pay. Then when you get the pictures uploaded, be sure to go to the specific picture. Write down what it is. Hey, these are all pictures of bedroom 1. In that bedroom, I have a large desk, perfect for getting work done or tackling a school project during your stay. See, I'm listing out exactly what is in each picture. This, so I'm told, helps out with the algorithms, it helps out with SEO, whatever you might want to call it, but I'm talking about the king size bed with built-in storage, right? There's no dresser in here, so they got the storage, a large desk, full-length mirror, bedside table, and lamp. All the things that people are looking for in that room are listed here, so they know exactly what they're getting. And of course, Airbnb can push that out. More people are looking for bedside tables, then hopefully I will rank higher. But I do recommend getting in there and putting a description on every single picture. Also, make sure you mark down the sleeping arrangements. I've got a king bed. We talked about this in the other video. I am usually all about queen beds everywhere, so you have the same linens for every single bed in all your Airbnbs. But I did have a good price on a king bed, and I think that it might draw a little bit more attention, to be determined if it actually makes more money. Amenities. Fill out every amenity in every room, from air conditioning to bed linen, ceiling fan, clothing storage, cribs, whatever you've got. Make sure you click on every single one. Take the time, check all the boxes. Up next, make sure you've got a good title. And again, SEO friendly. This is an apartment near A&M and the hospital. In this case, both St. Joe's and Baylor Scott & White here in town. And that's what most of my guests are looking for. Proximity to A&M or to the hospitals, and then internally 700 Navarro, so that we know which property it is, because sometimes the titles get confusing. When you got 8 of them, they're all near A&M, you know, you kind of get lost. All right, property placement. It is an apartment. It is a rental unit. It is the entire place, right? We're filling out all the stuff. Which floor is the listing on? It's on the first floor. Year built, I can put that in there, 1981. Property size. Category, I guess I don't get to change this. This is relatively new to me, presumably within 10 minutes of Vineyards. I guess that's Messinahoff. Great place to go visit if you are in town. All right, let's get into more tips. Pricing, $1,000 a night. Do you think I charge $1,000 a night for an Airbnb? No, I don't. But I set my Airbnb nightly rate at $1,000. This is for two reasons. One, I use PriceLabs and it's gonna override this anyway. It creates a dynamic pricing tool. But two, as I'm setting up Airbnb, this is one of the mistakes I see a lot. You see, when you go to set it up, you put in your nightly rate and it might recommend $120. Great, we'll put in $120. And we'll fill everything out and then we'll go live. But we forgot that we need to adjust for that home game that is 6 months out. We forgot, like last year, when the home game, the first opening game of the season for the Aggies was against Notre Dame, and those nights were ridiculous. Hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for Airbnb hosts for that weekend, and I know folks who left that at $120 a night. So rather than making $1,000, they made $240, kicking themselves in the backside. So set it at 1,000. This way, if it does go live, if you haven't manipulated those dates going forward, you at least have such a bonkers of a high price that if someone books it, you won't be sad. So put it at a stupid high number, and then of course PriceLabs will take over and adjust it as accordingly. We'll talk about that here at the second half of the video. Discounts. Again, I am looking for people to stay for longer periods of time. I am maximizing for a midterm model. This means that I work less and make more. I get more dollars per hour when I run my midterm model than a short-term model. So my week stays get 25%, 7 days or more. And if people stay for 28 days or more, it's a 50% discount. Now this is slightly annoying. Stick with me on this tangent. 28 days or more does not do much for me because here in Bryan College Station, we pay hotel occupancy tax. Hotel occupancy tax in the cities of Bryan and College Station, in the county of Brazos County, and in the great state of Texas, which means I pay 15% hotel occupancy tax for anyone who stays 30 days or less, 29 days or less. So the fact that this gives me a discount for 28 days has been annoying because I've got a lot of guests that will book for those 28 days for that discount. And then I have to say, hey, would you want to stay for 30 days? Because quite frankly, it saves me somewhere between the tune of $150 to $300, even $400 on their stay by not having to pay that tax. So keep that in mind. It is a discount for 28 days or more. If someone books for 28 days, I recommend you give them a free 2 days. You'll make more money in the long run. Other adjustments to the pricing is on the calendar. So we'll go to that here in a second, look at the calendar. In the meantime, I do have trip lengths as long as they want maximum nights, 365. Actually, in hindsight, I don't like that. I don't really like people being able to book for more than about 4 months at a time without kind of seeing the place and talking about it further. So 120 days is the max stay. They need to give me a 1 day notice. So this way someone can't book at 4 p.m. to check in at 5 that night. The place might not be ready. It just ends up being a scramble. So I always do a 1 day notice. Cool. Number of guests. I have 2 large beds and a large sofa, 5 guests, easy. Description. Take the time, write a good description, fill out everything on here. Use ChatGPT. ChatGPT will be your friend for your descriptions. So let's just look at this real quick. It's located near A&M, near local hospitals. It's a cozy 2-bedroom, 1 bath, downstairs unit, ideal for game days, hospital visits, campus trips. That's why people are coming there. They're coming for game days, to visit the campus or visit hospitals. We've got the king bed and a queen bed. We have a fully stocked kitchen, dual vanity in the spacious bathroom, all the comforts of a home. So again, we're providing everything we need in that description so someone knows exactly where they'll be staying. Amenities. All right, this is searchable and this is what Airbnb wants. They know which amenities book the most. So if you're missing that amenity, they're not going to push you towards the top. So I go through and make sure that I am, one, fully stocked, but two, everything that I purchased is listed in here as an amenity. If people need it, we got it. If we don't got it, we'll go buy it. So make sure you fill this out. Don't skip on the amenities. Accessibility, if you are ADA compliant, if you've got the wide doors and all the fun stuff, fill that out. Unfortunately, not the case here. Location is important. There I am as the host. My wife is my co-host. Booking settings. Let people book instantly. This is supposed to be a passive attempt at investing in real estate. Not fully passive, that's why I say attempt. We aren't looking to run a short-term model. We're looking to run a midterm model. Book it, move in, stay for a few months, move out, have a good time. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to worry about it. I'm okay with instant booking. And for the most part, it has been well worth it rather than have to go on and look at people and see if I want them staying in my place. I actually don't even like to know who's there. I go ahead and assume that most people staying in my Airbnb are good folks. And so far that has been true. I've been doing this for about 3 to 4 years and had hundreds of people stay with me, and 99.9% of them have been awesome guests. So instant booking it is. House rules. This is an important one. Make sure you have house rules, because when people violate the house rules, you want to be able to go to Airbnb and let them know that, hey, this guest 100% is not in keeping with the rules that we've established. It also makes it really easy where if you see a dog walking on the Ring doorbell and you're not allowing pets, it's really quick to send a little message. Hey, I'm not sure if you saw the house rules that are in the house that were sent to you, blah, 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 but no pets allowed. Unfortunately, as much as we love dogs, he's got to go. So we do not allow pets. We do not allow events. We do not allow smoking or e-cigarettes. We do have quiet hours. Of course, this is in a fourplex, so you got neighbors, got to be quiet, got to be conscious of those other folks. Commercial photography, I don't really care one way or another. Number of guests, 5 guests, 2 beds, and then the sofa. Check-in. I do have a fairly flexible check-in, but a very hard checkout time. 10 a.m. is relatively early. I've got some pushback on this, but I try to do same-day turns with midterm guests. That means they've stayed there for 1 to 3 months, sometimes even longer. And I've got to get that ready for the next move-in, which is at 3 p.m. So I only have 5 hours to get all that done. So as much as my guests would like an 11 a.m. checkout, and sometimes I will allow that, the standard is 10 a.m. Additional rules. So I have a few additional rules. I reiterate no smoking to include on the balconies. Basically, I don't want that smoke entering in the adjacent units. Of course, if there's a smoke smell in the unit, I've got to get an ozone machine out there. That's like a machine that like scrubs the air or something. Costs about $100. So there will be additional fees if there is a smoke smell. I reiterate my quiet hours. I reiterate no parties, no pets, no food or drinks in the bedrooms. That's important. I don't want you spilling wine on the bed sheets. And then additional late checkout will be subject to additional fees. So if you forget to check out and it costs me money because my cleaners have to come back, then it costs my guests money. Safety stuff. Go ahead and mark down what you've got. You got the smoke detectors, you got the fire extinguisher, you got the first aid kit. Make sure it's all listed there. Cameras are important, guys. Hey, I only have a Ring camera for people coming and going. I don't have cameras all the way around. I sure as heck don't have cameras inside the unit. So I have that marked down, only the exterior cameras. Another good one, cancellation policies. Yes, I go with a strict cancellation policy. I would rather have a strict policy that I can then back off of if the situation presents itself, rather than a loosey-goose policy that people can take advantage of. So the guests get a full refund when they cancel within 48 hours of booking, as long as they're still within or outside of 14 days before check-in. That is for the shorter stays. For my long stays, it is a firm policy. So they get a full refund as long as up to 30 days before their check-in. So my average guest books about 2 to 3 weeks from the day of their check-in. So I can generally fill the vacancy as long as I have a 30-day notice. So they will get that refund after the 30 days. It's non-refundable. And I carry this over. So if a guest wants to check out early, hey, I booked it for 3 months, but I only need to stay for 2 months, then I will give you, as long as you let me know, 30 days from when you let me know, I can end the booking. So if they found out at the end of month 2 that they only need to stay for 2 months, not 3. Unfortunately, there's no refund. That full next month is already booked. But if they found out at the end of month 1 that they only need to stay for 2 months, that's fine. We can end it after the 2 month because it's 30 days out. Hopefully that makes sense. But basically, I always need 30 days to help fill that vacancy. And then I create a custom link for my Airbnbs and TAMU apartment B. Whew, that was a lot. Hopefully you followed along, but we're not done yet. We already talked about check-in and check-out on the arrival guide tab here. Directions are important, but not super important. Of course, people know how to use that. Smart locks. This is a great one. I use Yale, but I recommend you use some level of smart lock that integrates with Airbnb. In this case, the smart lock setup is all done through the Yale app. So I just set everything up on there, but it automatically sends codes to my guests. So they have a custom code that is already pre-programmed for the dates of their stay. Keep in mind though, if you do extend them, so far I've always had to manually extend the code on the lock. So I have to go into Yale and say, hey, they were gonna check out on Wednesday, they're pushing it to Friday, and I have to manually do that, otherwise their code will expire and they'll say, hey, what the heck, I'm locked out. Put your Wi-Fi information on there, house manuals, how to use certain things. I don't really have anything, it's all pretty simple stuff, so I don't have any house manuals. House rules, we went over that, but it's on here again. Checkout instructions. This is a big one, so pay attention. Checkout instructions. So I ask my guests to do a number of things. We try not to ask too much of them, but because they stay for a month or more, they are more willing to do some stuff on their way out. Just like if you stayed in an apartment for 2 years, you're expected to clean up on your way out, right? So because these people are staying for a longer period of time, it's more generally accepted they're gonna do some chores on the way out. In this case, they're gonna gather the towels and put them in the washing machine. They're going to throw away trash. We have a dumpster just outside they can take it out to. They're gonna lock up behind themselves. And then we have some additional requests. We ask that they remove all the linens and put them in the living room so that my cleaners can grab them. And then we ask that they start the dishwasher so dishes are clean. Basically, this sets up my cleaners, right? Because now all the dirty linens are piled up so they can just grab those up and take them out of the unit. The towels have already started in the washing machine. So now all they have to do is take them from the washing machine and put them into the dryer. And the trash has already been taken out. So now my cleaners can get in there and they can get started with the other things they've got to do to get the unit, again, ready for that same day turn, which is what we shoot for. And then guidebooks. I create a little guidebook. I don't love it, but it exists. And then interactions with guests. I say hi, what's up? And then otherwise let my guests have their own space. Whew, that was a lot. Let's get into pricing. Let's jump into messages. Change my mind there, guys. Going into messages. So what I want to show you in messages is automated messages. I recommend you set up automated messages. So you go here to the little setup gear icon and go to manage quick replies. It will load and then we will see here. See the little green words there? Those are the automated messages. I have 4 automated messages. Thanks for booking, day before check-in, day before checkout, and 2 days after checkout, leave me a 5-star review. So those look something like this. Here is the checkout message. We just talked about checking out. We hope you enjoyed your stay with us. Just a reminder, your checkout is tomorrow at whatever time. Below are the checkout instructions. Lastly, lock the door behind you and let us know you're leaving so we can let our cleaners know. Thank you for staying with us. Have safe travels back to your hometown. Thanks, Greg and Rachel. If you want to see what I write in all my automated messages, go ahead and shoot me a DM, make a comment down below saying automated messages, and I will connect with you and send you the 4 automated messages I have so that you can have that automated built into your Airbnb experience for your guests. All right, now let's go to the calendar. The calendar is now where we have accessibility and pricing. Why is it not in the settings, you ask? I have no idea, and I hate that it's not. But here we are. So we're gonna go down here to Navarro. And you can see, obviously, all my stays aren't $1,000 a night. My nightly bookings or nightly price is not all $1,000 because PriceLabs is gonna do that for me. But back here, pricing, we already set that up. Weekend pricing, I don't have specific weekend pricing, and I do not use their smart pricing because, of course, I use PriceLabs. 25% and 50% discounts. We talked about that. I'm looking to maximize people staying for a month or more. I don't have any other discounts. I don't run any promotions, but I do have additional charges. This is something that caught me off guard, guys. When I set this one up, I actually lost money on my first booking. So I had a guest stay and we only made like 80 bucks, not even that. And then I realized I gotta pay a cleaner, and I pay my cleaner about $100. So I lost $20 in that first booking because I didn't set up the cleaning fee. It wasn't, or I missed it. Maybe I missed it, maybe it wasn't there, I don't know. But when I set up the dang thing, I didn't see it in the initial prompts that they gave me when setting up the Airbnb. And again, because now the cleaning fee is under pricing, which is under the calendar tab, I didn't go in to set it up, so I lost 20 bucks. I don't love losing money, but now you know not to do that. So get in here, set up your cleaning fee. If people stay for a day or less, the cleaning fee is a little bit less, sure. Pet fees, yeah, because I don't allow pets. Actually, cancel on that. Yep, let's do this. So I've done this before. $150, we're gonna make it stupid. $500 pet fee. Think of this more not like a fee, like, hey, if I want my dog to stay, I can pay $500. This is more like if someone brings a dog and I've got to charge them, I can fall back on this pet fee. Same deal with the additional guests. After 4 guests, we allow 5. After 5 guests, it's an additional $100 per night. So their nightly charge is gonna double if they have an additional guest. So again, if I see 6 people walk in and they stay through the night, and I only allow 5, I could technically charge them the extra $100. I haven't had to charge the dogs or the pets, because dogs, of course, are family. Everything else is not. Cats, sorry, you don't make the cut. But with either additional guest or the pet fee, I have not had to charge it, but it's there. I don't charge any other fees. Don't charge stupid fees, guys. People are very sensitive to fees. Again, with my midterm guests, it's less so, but with my short-term guests, when we do have those folks stay with us, this is a number that people are sensitive to. So I would rather have a lower cleaning fee and charge more for a nightly rate. That seems to be more socially acceptable than call it $40 a night, but $150 cleaning fee. Just what I've noticed throughout my years hosting. No promotions. So let's go over to availability. Again, it's available for 1 night stay all the way to 120 nights. No custom trip lengths. I require 1 day notice, preparation time. I want a same day stay, right? So this you would put down here if you wanted a full day between. Actually, this is a good point. So if you are newer to this, if you have not been an Airbnb host before, if you are not comfortable with your cleaners, you might want to build in a buffer time between checkout and check-in, at least a day. This way you can get over there, you can check on things, make sure your cleaners did what they were supposed to. I actually did that originally when I was first setting up this midterm stay, because I didn't know how hard it would be to turn, but now my team's got it down pretty good. So we do same day turns. Guys, this is important, your availability window. I have a 6-month window here, and that means that we are open now into the football season for Texas A&M, which means I need to make sure that my prices are on point, because people can start booking for those specific game day weekends. Now, specifically for my model, I don't allow people to book for less than 30 days that far out, so it doesn't really affect me as much, but this is a common mistake that Airbnb hosts make, so I want to point it out. You know all the events occurring within the window that you have it open for. Sometimes even PriceLabs is not aggressive enough with pricing, and we're going to get into that next, so stay tuned. Yeah, I don't restrict anything else, and I don't really connect any other calendars. So that is the settings that I have for Airbnb. Let's roll over to PriceLabs. Jumping right in, PriceLabs is a dynamic pricing tool. It's pulling data from all kinds of sources, VRBO, Airbnb, Booking.com, and even the local hotels to determine whether or not it is a high or low demand weekend. And it uses all that data to make sure that you have the appropriate price to maximize revenue. And that's why I love it. I've been using it for years. I am not affiliated with them in any form whatsoever, but I'm here to help you make money through real estate. So if you're not using PriceLabs, you're not making money, and I'm not helping you with your goals of growing your wealth through real estate. So we use PriceLabs. In this case, I'm going to show you how I set up PriceLabs. First and foremost, you're going to look at your pricing, your minimum, your base, and your maximum price. Minimum, I don't go very low. $75 per night is my minimum base price. And the reason being is that I don't really have great experiences with those folks staying for like that $45 per night stay. The cheap flea bag motels charge those prices, and those cheap flea bag motels have fleas and bed bugs, and I don't. So I don't allow people to stay at those prices. Not worth it for me. You make your own decision. Base price, you will use PriceLabs data to help you determine this. It's a great resource. Click your way through, mess around with all the market-based information that they have to set up your pricing. But they are pulling some really great data. I usually go a little bit under what they recommend, and then I get aggressive on those high demand weekends. So just kind of something that you're gonna play with. Ultimately, the customizations in here are things you're gonna play with over the upcoming months when you're running these Airbnbs, just to make sure your pricing is fit for you and your model and your particular Airbnb. Maximum $750. If I can get $750 a night, I'm a happy guy. The most I've ever gotten is $1,000, and that was for the Texas game last year. I don't know if we'll be able to hit that again. Of course, that was the big rivalry. A&M hadn't played Texas in a very long time, and they did, and it was at home here at A&M, so we made a boatload of money. But generally speaking, $750 is more than enough for the higher end for my particular Airbnbs. All right, this is really where the magic is. These are all the customizations. So last minute discount, 25 discount gradually within 5 days. So that means that if it is the first of the month and you are looking to book on the 5th, I will begin to have a gradual discount the closer we get to the 5th. So if you book on the 1st, then there's a slight discount. If you book on the 4th, there's a larger discount if you really can't book on the 5th, but you see what I mean, right? That'll help me fill those gaps. Those discounts will increase the closer we get to that vacant day. Orphan days, similarly, if I have a small gap of 1 to 4 nights, then I automatically apply a 15% discount to folks that would want to stay in that gap. Again, I'm trying to fill gaps. The whole point of the model is have larger long-term bookings, those month-to-month bookings, and then fill the gaps in between. Minimum stay, 1 or 2 nights, I'm fine with that. 1 night during the weekday, 2 on weekends. But here is the magic. These are the most important 2 settings to running a hybrid midterm, short-term model on Airbnb and using PriceLabs. Starting off with PriceLabs. I use the far out booking customization. What this does, and what I have set up here, is that my guest, if they are trying to book, if their check-in date is more than 2 weeks from today, then PriceLabs will tell Airbnb to make the minimum booking 30 days. You can't book for less than 30 days. That fills up bigger gaps. I will get the larger stays, the longer stays further out. Then as we get closer, if the check-in date is within 2 weeks of today, PriceLabs will tell Airbnb to shorten that window. Say, hey, you can book for as little as 1 day. And now I'm filling in the gaps between big chunk, gap in between with those 1 or 2 day stays or week-long stays, whatever it might be. The point is I get the month-long stays. That's what I'm shooting for, but I allow the shorter stays to fill in the gaps. The second customization that I do is on Airbnb specifically, and I have a 25% discount for people staying for a week or longer, and a 50% discount for my folks staying for those longer month-long stays. Guys, huge discounts for longer stays. Requiring people to book the longer stays further out is how I've had a 90% occupancy for the last 1.5 years running this hybrid short-term model. That's the secret to maximizing your revenue. Other than that, here on PriceLabs, we do have the occupancy-based adjustments. It's just default. What that basically means is if my occupancy goes down, it will lower my prices to incentivize more people to book. Demand factor, I keep it aggressive. This means that for home games and stuff, it will have aggressive pricing, although not aggressive enough. We'll talk about that here in a second. And then far out premiums. I don't have far out premiums. You'd have to change that. It will default to having increased prices further out, and I don't like that. I don't mess with all that. So if someone wants to book a few months from today, they can book because it's going to require them to book for 30 days or more, of course. Okay, let's look at some important stuff. Football season, baby. We are in October 2025. We are here in Aggie Land. Texas A&M home games. These prices are set by PriceLabs. Let me hover over this. There we go. This is telling you all the adjustments within PriceLabs. Seasonally adjusted. Demand factor. See, I have an aggressive demand factor, so it increased the price by 398%. When you go through all this, the final adjusted, they're saying that the nightly rate is $564, and that is probably about right. As we get closer, I'm going to adjust it manually as required, but that feels good. Who does A&M play October 11th? Texas A&M football schedule 2025. October 11th, Florida at home. That's a big game. $564 feels about right. Of course, I can always manually adjust that. But that's what you're seeing here when you're looking at the actual calendar. You can see all the customization on the side implemented right there. And guys, that's it. Now you have PriceLabs set up, so it's going to override that $1,000 a month that we put into Airbnb, and you are set up and ready to go. If you're still watching this video, I want to thank you because you're the one viewer that watches my videos all the way through. So 100 times over, thank you. Of course, you're here for the bonus content, the client question I answer at the end of every video, and this video is no different. I get this question pretty frequently when I tell people about my Airbnb experience, about my midterm, short-term hybrid model, and they say, hey Greg, why don't you go all in on Airbnb? Why have you not converted all of your rentals to Airbnb? Why are you not buying new properties to convert to Airbnb every single month? And the truth is, maybe I could, but I don't think I could successfully run Schwartz Realty Group, which is a real estate agent team that focuses on helping investors buy and sell properties here in Bryan College Station to grow their wealth. I don't think I could service those clients and provide the value to my guests that I would need to grow both those businesses. So my focus has been on clients, not guests. That being said, if things change, I do believe that the Airbnb model is a great one. And I think that maybe growing it from 8 to 30 Airbnbs would provide me the level of income and the size business that I would really want to run. But for right now, Airbnb is a means to an end. And what I mean by that is Airbnb provides the cash flow required to keep my portfolio strong and to minimize the risk that comes with non-cash flowing long-term rentals. So hopefully that answers your question. I hope that if you do dive into Airbnb, you do it full force with a full focus and you don't try to do too many things at once, because I think that that's when you open yourself up to risk. Keep in mind, I still have one more video in the series to drop in about a month or so. I'm going to share with you, or maybe it's already up. If it is, go check it out. But I'm going to share with you exactly how much money I made or lost in my first 3 months running this Airbnb midterm, short-term hybrid model. Outside of that, guys, I do drop a video every single week. It's all about growing your wealth through real estate here in Bryan College Station. So like and subscribe to this channel. Check out those videos that I drop every single week. Check out the videos I've already dropped. If you are looking to invest here in Bryan College Station, you can also reach out to me directly. Down below, there's a calendar link to book a call with me, or just shoot me a text. My phone number, my email, all the information is in the description below. My only request is that until next time, you take it easy.